In the morning, in the morning. I don't know what the hell that's from. I just do that from time to time. Mm. uh, so I just got done watching video I'm uploading now because I always do that. Well, I didn't just get done watching. I kind of skipped through it and reminded myself of it. I watched it yesterday, so I always watch my videos, and I like going back and seeing things that I didn't notice while I was talking about them because kind of speak freely as I'm talking, and then as I've said before, a lot of that just comes from the heart. It comes from the head as well, but a lot of it, the head doesn't catch everything. You're just like your eyes; you don't always see everything and catch everything. So I go back and watch stuff, and then I continue on. I mean, that helps me keep track of all my videos and where I'm going. I can see and think clearly and piece stuff together. And like I say, I catch things that I missed and piece things together that I hadn't really noticed before a lot of times. So everything happens for a reason, right? I just made a video. I just got it uploaded last night. This one won't be uploaded till later. I'm behind on all my videos. Y'all don't know this right now, okay? Because I'm sitting here talking to my phone. I'm recording myself. But, and my internet is slow as shit, man. Pisses me off, but it's all works out right. Right? Right. Okay. So I was, made a video talking about, I actually talked about my teeth getting knocked out and stuff, and cousins, because I'm West Virginia, and us cousin fuckers around here, and inbred shit, and then yesterday I went down and was helped finish working up some beef for with my dad and my stepmom down there, and the subject come up down there somehow, actually, just talking about cousins and stuff. See, my dad and my mom are, well, I think I told y'all there's at least third or fourth cousins. I think they're further out than that. I think like fourth or fifth, or I don't know. I really don't know. It's way on out there. Third cousin, they're further than that because I don't know how it is. I know one of my third cousins. I was actually attracted to her, and this attraction happened before I even knew that she was my cousin. But honestly, I didn't really give a shit because it was so far out. She was a beautiful young woman and had a great heart, sweet girl. But so I don't know what I'm getting at actually, though, is what I wanted to what I talked about yesterday. So maybe this is there's a darkness in me that's just coming out this week, and I guess this would be kind of probably that darkness. So maybe I need to get this out. I don't know, to change shit or something. I don't know, because honestly, I don't really. There's a very fine line on that shit. As I talked about in my other video, you can either go down the path of inbred and fucked up, or you can go down a path of like royalty and create a pure fucking bloodline of superior people. There's a reason that we genetically we breed certain animals and shit that way. And they do that to create a pure bloodline, and these animals, goddamn, they cost fucking stupid amounts of money. So that aspect of it is in there as well. And that's what I talked about in my other video. Me and my brother having like superior intelligence and physical abilities compared to most people, honestly. I'm goddamn like 135 to 145 pounds throughout my life. And buddy, I'm as strong as most fucking 180-pound men, you know. And smart motherfucker, dude. I've always been incredibly smart. Now, me and my brother, he is too, but we're opposite kinds of smart. See, he's like worldly type smart. I'm like spiritual type smart. So it's where my ADHD and stuff like that come from. And he never understood that about me. Um, I think maybe now, I don't know, maybe he's starting to see it now. I don't know. I see his intelligence. His intelligence is like book intelligence in school. No, it wasn't real smart. My grandpa wasn't either. But my grandpa built his own wagons and sleds and, worked with horses. And he was extremely had a creative mind and a hell of a lot of intelligence too. This is why I fucking hate modern day school systems. They fucking make people ignorant, dude. They try to run everybody in a straight goddamn line, but not everybody's meant to run in a straight line. Okay? Some trees, like you talked about before, some trees grow straight and tall, and their branches are all straight. Some trees are meant to goddamn zigzag and be all over the place. And the ones that twist and turn, those people use those, man. They build the most goddamn beautiful and incredible and valuable shit with stuff like that. Of course, the big, tall, straight ones, they're fucking good. You use them for building big ass houses and incredible shit with those too. So what I'm saying is everybody's got their fucking purpose in life, and school fucking really dumbs people down on that shit and tries to say, oh, we're all supposed to be the same. No, it don't work like that. But anyways, what we was talking about, for one, Dad was talking about some kind of inbred family in West Virginia that come out of the holler, and they was like legitly, they hadn't come out of the holler, and that was the problem. They never made it out of the holler. And we just got into a lot of that stuff. That's how we got into the cousins and stuff. So I've always been attracted to my cousins, and that is because I'll tell you why. There's a scientific, a physical, and a spiritual side of that. My mom and dad were cousins, and my dad's always told me that me and my brother are basically 100% Lewis. We're damn close to it, So we're very, very pure-blooded compared to most people. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not going to be fucking ashamed of that. I know a lot of y'all ignorant fucks, would make fun of it and stuff like that because, you just would because you're ignorant. Or maybe because you're fucking jealous. Honestly, maybe there's a spiritual side inside of you that's jealous because you're not pure. That is part of it as well. So Dad actually made this comment, though, about how people back in the day, if a kid was adopted or a child was adopted, they did not talk about it. Like, it was not talked about. So I guess so that child could grow up thinking it was just part of the family without being disconnected. But here's the thing. Dad said it used to be, I say common, probably not like a 50% common type of thing, but maybe like a 5% common type of thing. So, 5 out of 100 people, that's just fairly common, okay, when you look at it that way. Which is actually makes sense why I've always been attracted to cousins, but life has always never allowed it to happen, and I've had lots of people tell me, well, the one third cousin that I liked, her father knew about it, and he said he went and talked to God, and then he got a no on that answer, and he said that's where deformities come from and stuff. So I guess that's because once you I'm pure, so if you break, you don't want to be overly pure, I guess, because then it gets into deformities again. So, like I say, life's a fine line of you got to walk the line. I think I'm pretty well on the line. So if I got a cousin, would maybe throw me off the edge there, But I can't. But at the same time, it's very, very maybe the right cousin. It could also fucking go down the royalty side of it, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I love my grandpa, my Lewis name. I always have. I don't know. There's a lot of honor behind it to me. Honor, pride, whatever. And I don't know. I kind of think it's cool as shit running a pure bloodline myself. Um, and so there's two different sides of life. Just like everything, there's two different sides of this. There is a godly, pure side. It's like wanting. There's an Let me back up here. These kids that were to be adopted. Dad said it was not uncommon for them to fall in love with a cousin or something, or maybe a brother, a sibling. I don't know. I want to say he said sibling, maybe cousin, sibling, whatever, and they didn't even know it. Okay, and there's a reason, but that's the cause. There's a spiritual, there's a genetic attraction in there. You're naturally attracted and pulled to that. Why? Because likeness is attracted to likeness. Okay, it just is by nature. And also opposites are attracted to one another. So opposites and alike things. Okay, so like hot and cold water are opposites, but they can have the same effect on life. Okay, so I learned this through personal experience, taking hot and cold baths. That's something I've done for spiritual practice. I would take a hot bath and then turn around a cold bath. I learned that both these things will make you pee. You want to pee. Okay. So they had the same effect. Obviously, opposite effects. One made me hot and sweaty and everything, and one cold and shit. But they both instill discipline, and they both relax you at the same time. So, see, you're still in a type of discipline, but also a physical relaxation allows your bladder and your urinary tract and everything to open up. And this is what makes life so complex. You see, I talk about spirituality on numbers and stuff on TikTok and how complex it can really get when you break it all down. So I don't know. I wanted to talk about that though with the cousins and everything. Personally, goddamn, I'd fucking love to goddamn keep a damn pure bloodline going here. I'm not picky, honest to God, I'm not picky. I don't know. All these cousins I'm talking about, man, they come from up the holler. They're not goddamn deformed, ugly fucking people. They're very, very beautiful, attractive women. And that's not just in my eyes. I mean, they're attractive women. Believe me. We aren't some deformed fucks up here around in this place where I come from. There's some older generations that were getting close to that, but they kind of seem to be weeding I don't want to say weeding themselves out, maybe kind of, because evil does weed itself out, okay? Me and my brother, we didn't go on the deformed side. We went on the royalty side. And I think a lot of people are actually jealous of this. This is why I have no interest at all in being gay and all that, transsexual and all that stuff. That comes from impurities and when things get mixed when they shouldn't be mixed. It's like what is it? A zebra and a donkey or something? No, what the fuck is it? There's two animals there, a zebra and something. Maybe it might be a donkey or something. They make one type of animal, and that animal, if they get together and they mate and they have young, it creates a type of animal that cannot reproduce again. Okay? And that's like bad crossbreeding. That's some things aren't meant to happen. Some things are all right. I mean, I don't know. It's what I say. It's all complex and really tricky, But that's why people used to, and not just fucking white people, but also black people and Mexicans. Everybody used to fucking hold true to their bloodline. That was or their own race of people. That's the way it used to be. But the world's coming together on such a large scale now. We are all becoming one people. So that's what I say. I think partly that's partly why I have such a strong attraction to the cousins or whatever. Or I did. I ain't gonna say a strong attraction. I've been attracted to women outside of the family too. I lived in other places, and I've always been attracted to women. I've had feelings and stuff for other women down in Alabama, and but these women have always been beautiful. I said in one of my videos, I'm above average everywhere you can't see. Okay, well, that used to be true. Now I feel like my insides are starting to come out, and I actually feel much better about the way I look on the outside, and I feel like I look pretty goddamn good, actually, other than the fact I'm short. Okay, I'm short and small, but fuck, I don't know. That is what it is. Aside from that, goddamn. Um, I'm pretty motherfucking good. And my teeth there, but we'll get that fixed too. I don't feel like no ugly, weird looking some bitch. I might be weird looking. It changes from time to time. Sometimes I think I look fucking like a god. Then other times I look like death warmed over or some shit, some weird goddamn shit that crawled out of the cave. So, um, so I don't know. I'm not calling one way or the other on that. I'm not looking for. I've always been very careful about that deformity and shit because I don't have no use for that, dude. I told you, I'm a clean person. That's outside and in, and I don't have no use for fucking being ignorant and bringing kids into the world like that if I can help it. If it happens, it happens. But if I can fucking help it, I don't want that shit. And that's talked about the Amish not allowing any type of spiritual deformities or corruption inside their community. Well, that's because they maintain a very clean, pure, spiritual line of people, the bloodline and everything. The Spartans, any deformed children they had, buddy, over the cliff, and I laugh, or whatever, but it's fucked up in a way, but in another way, is it really? Because you take and let one impurity in, one bad apple and a bunch of apples will rot all the other bad apples. Okay, the good apples don't purify and cleanse the bad one. The bad one will cause the other ones to rot. All right, so say a lot of people, we like to fucking talk shit about the Old Testament God, how he cut people down so hard, and I've done this because I'm trying to goddamn find the middle here. All right, God is the perfect spiritual, perfect aspect of it. World is the corrupt, twisted aspect of it, and they both are necessary. But it's you want to walk that fine line down the middle. You don't want to stray to one side or stray to the other side, and you throw things out of balance. Okay, so like I said, you can have the same thing that can have, or two opposite things that have the same effect. All right, so too much authority and perfection is whatever you want to call it, masculine discipline, cutting at stuff and keeping it clean and perfect. Too much of that is a bad thing. All right, it actually creates chaos. It turns us in like robots and shit. We can't think for ourselves. We lose creativity and we lose a quality of life. That is the important factor right there. Is quality of life here on Earth in this world. All right. And if you get too much into the worldly aspect of it, then you lose any authority and structure and order, okay? And things just fucking fall apart. You can't have life without structure. You know, trees can't grow tall and strong without, if their cells were not orderly and did not function and work as they should, okay? So it's this delicate balance of the two, and you can have 80% one, 20% of the other. You know, some things are that way, and it works great that way. That's how some people are. They're balanced. You 80-20, you make 100. You have to hit that fine line one way or another. Okay, you don't want to be 120. You don't want to be 80. You know, you want 100 in there. However the hell you're going to do it, you want to be 100%. Anything less than is imperfect. Anything greater than is imperfect. You know, you can't have whole is whole. You can't have more than whole. If you have more than let's say you have a whole pie, how do you make it 120% pie? You know, you would have to add pie into it. When you do that, you're going to fuck up the perfection of it. Okay, so you cut one slice out, you fuck up the perfection of it. You know. So in order to connect with God, you got to hit that 100% there, and maybe that's what's going on with me and my blood, my genetics. Okay, it's like trying to maintain that wholesome, pure blood in there. And there's different ways of doing that. I could honestly sit here and plan out for the future and align things like that to happen. That's what royalty used to do. That's what the Amish community does. They don't want no deformity, so they it's not a big community. They have to have that stuff thought out, you know, and figured out very well. I don't know, just me talking about this. Most, like I say most people are going to fucking. If you're ignorant, you're not going to understand that. If you have any goddamn intelligence at all and you have any understanding of this, you actually hearing everything I'm saying and not just what you fucking want. You would understand it. Goddamn, it's clear as day. Like I talked about, we do it with animals. The fucking royalty, royal bloodlines used to do that stuff and everything. The Amish do it. Some of your best goddamn communities in the world, cultures are small cultures, okay? And there's not inbreeding. They have those things. They understand how all that shit works, and they're like, okay, well, we can just do it this way, you know? Like, hey, these two cousins get together, whatever. The next generation, they just have to know that they can't do that. Maybe they need to pull in something outside the bloodline. And then once they have kids, then they're safe to, I don't know, cousins or something. I don't know, dude. So just the fact that I have to say cousins, that don't even sound good. Let's throw cousins out of it. But, you know, when you live in a small culture and community, you really can't fucking get that far out. You know, you can't. So, I mean, so to say there's a lot of ignorance that revolves around this, and that's part of what I want to fucking expose and point out, is that there's a tremendous amount of fucking ignorance. And I've listened to it all my life. People, oh, cousin fuckers, this and that, and dumb shit. And my dad and mom are cousins. Distant, very distant. But I know that they are. My dad's mom, she was extremely well educated on our family, man. And she's like, well, hey, this is your cousin here, that's your cousin there. Goddamn it, you can't fucking look nowhere without seeing family, you know? I'm like, fuck, man. And if you take it all the way back, we're all fucking related, right? I mean, I don't know. I wanted to goddamn get that fucking darkness out of the way. Goddamn, I gotta fucking up there. Come up. That sucker's sore. Yeah. Leave it alone. That's something I changed. Took a bath yesterday. My perspective changed on something for the first time in my life, because that's what happens when you start making changes in your life. Okay, so I always pop bumps and stuff. They come up. I don't know. Yesterday was the first day. I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to leave it there. Let it do whatever it needs to do. That's me being like, why do I need to do that? That causes my body physical pain. And I do it because I used to start it because I was embarrassed of it in high school. I didn't like it. I didn't want people seeing zits and bumps and shit, like that on my face. So I would pop all of them. So that's something that I'll have to go through. When you go to purifying yourself and your physical body and everything, you actually have to face your fears and kind of without destroying them, without like, me popping bumps. Oh, let them come up, do whatever the fuck they got to do and go through that process. And then eventually there will be a break in it and healing will come from it. Okay. Just like being sick with a fever, the fever breaks, and then all the sweat pours out of you when it breaks. Why don't the sweat pour out of you before? You have to go through that sickness. It's got to be there, and then it breaks and it all pours out, and you cleanse. You cleanse, and it can heal and move on. Okay, so I could really dig deep into that with things I've seen from my ex. She is going out and cleansing and purifying herself. And by her going out and moving from man to man, that's often how women actually purify themselves and cleanse themselves. Why? Because they're worldly, okay? So they don't do it the way a man does by getting in the Bible and studying and abstaining from sex. Some women can heal by having sex. It's kind of fucking some fucked up bullshit, ain't it, men? God damn it. Makes us jealous. But hey, that's part of being a man. Self-control, discipline, structure, order. Okay? Being a woman, the nature of a woman is chaos. So we had to resort back, men and women in this country. I'm going to finish with this because this is a very good place to start another one. I'm not going to right now, but it is. We had to resort back into our own nature because we began hurting each other. We lost the aspect of God and divinity, unison, their harmony with ourselves, and we began destroying and hurting each other. So maybe in a way you could say there's some kind of goddamn spiritual inbreeding or some shit going on. Our belief systems and our behaviors become corrupted. Okay, deformed, corrupted, whatever. And so we had to resort back into our original nature in order to heal. Why? Because nature is healing. Mother Earth is very healing. But see here, that's different. A man's nature and a woman's nature is completely different, though. A man's nature is not to have sex and just spill his seed all around all over the place. No. A man's nature, and to be honest with you, as far as that aspect of it goes, it's not really natural for women to run around opening themselves up and getting fucked by everybody either. It's not in nature at all to have pleasurable sex. And that's something, okay, so that's a great point. That is something I've actually tried telling women and stuff. So it's not the sex, I don't know, I say sexual healing. It's really not the sex that heals. When these women bounce from bad relationship to bad relationship, well, every time they're suffering. Women are suffering their ass off right now because they hadn't fucking woke up yet. They haven't woke up their masculine side. So they had to resort back to their chaotic nature. This is why. They had to resort back into their chaotic nature and their bullshit because they're learning to develop their own masculine sides. They got to wake up in here, just like I've said many times. They've got to learn to quit fucking seeing the outside of men. He's chasing after these old 6'2", fucking 220-pound men, because that's a physically big man and that makes a woman feel safe. But here's the thing, just because he's physically big does not mean he's fucking safe, honey. If he's got any goddamn evil in him at all and decides to fucking use it on you, you're fucked. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. That genuinely don't happen. Most big people, they feel pretty safe in this world. I mean, I don't know. I say it don't, but it does. It actually does. I don't know. Happens all sorts of different ways. So we resort back to our own natures, though. And me, I had to break away from my addictions. I had lots of addictions and stuff. And the way for me to do that, well, I needed feminine. I had to get in both sides. I had to get in. I had to find my feminine side, and learn to love and nurture myself through my bad times. But I also, especially recently, have had to learn to get back into my masculine side so that I can set my foot down with myself and say enough is enough. Because I'm growing up, I'm hitting my 3-year mark on my spiritual process. And women, when they're raising children, that's an age where 2 and 3 years old is an age where women have to really develop an authority, a masculine authority with their children. Because if they don't, their goddamn children run over top of them, man, and get in everything here and there. And women these days aren't doing that. They don't want to develop that masculine authority. They just want to be women and, oh, I spoil you and coddle you and I love you no matter what you fuck up. No, that ain't worth a goddamn fuck, dude. You gotta have a balance of masculine and feminine in there. So, and that come from because they was overly controlled. And we come from a generation or a time of controlling men, which was because many reasons. Many reasons. I need to cut this off. We're getting 31 minutes here and 21 seconds. So, like I say, I'm trying to lengthen some of y'all's attention spans and shit. Hey, stick in here, buddy. Stick in here. We'll have long fucking episodes. We'll have short episodes. I told you I mix it up, man. I fucking mix it up. I love. We'll take some detours off. We'll have some goddamn adventures. You know, this is what I'm good at. Life's good. I'm fucking good in the bedroom. But spiritually, right now, spiritually I'm good. You can call it spiritual sex. I like getting in people's heads and their hearts and opening them up, okay? I will bend you. I'll twist you. I'll move you all around as much as I can, as much as you'll let me. And if you let me, it's good for you. It's good for you. Open yourself up, develop some flexibility, some understanding, learn to receive masculine teachings and stuff. Learn to hear things you don't want to hear and get through it and develop an understanding from it. Because, see, that's what I'm really good at. I'm really good at putting you in positions that'll stress you out a little bit, maybe, pressure you a little bit. But if you stick with the pressure, you'll break. You'll break open eventually, and it'll break. You'll set in, and it's like you'll feel good. I will deliver knowledge and understanding to you if you hang with me. Okay, if you're just looking at the dark, bad side, like I said, a lot of people are going to watch this shit, and they're going to pick and choose what they're only going to hear what the fuck they're used to hearing. They won't hear the whole truth. If you're able to hear the whole truth, and you know that's what Christ means when he says some people are close to the kingdom of heaven, some aren't. Some are so corrupted and so twisted on the inside that when you try to speak the truth to them, it just gets all distorted and fucked up. Okay, talked about this before, just like a reflection in water. Okay, if the water is calm, you get a clean, nice reflection of things, and you can see. Like you can look in the water and see the moon or whatever. I was in the bath the other day and I could see the faucet because I was still and calm. And it reflected nicely. If you distort the water and you're caught up in the storm, most people are caught up in their own internal storm. They can't fucking see the truth. They don't see clearly. Okay. If you're caught up in the storm, go back to the beginning and watch all my videos. You'll see me go through the goddamn storm. You'll see my emotions and stuff come up along the way. Come with me. I'll help you get out of the storm. Alright? That's all I got. Running over 34 minutes now, so we're coming up on 35 minutes. I don't know, that number's hit me there a couple times too, so we're working our ways on up. Maybe physically we're working on, or in the heart we was at 3, in the mind we was at 4, so maybe we're going from 4 to 5 in the head and working on the heart 3 to 4. It's just a growing process. These numbers are growing with us. We're stages are moving up almost quicker than I can keep up with, okay? Kind of like a child. A woman's like doesn't want her child to grow up. It watches them grow up, and it's like they're growing up too fast. We're growing up too fast here. All right. It's wild. Life's wild and wonderful and beautiful. West Virginia is wild and wonderful, baby. All right. Be good.